Hello, everyone. I'm Mark,
I'm Rob.
and welcome to the best sports showdown podcast slash YouTube channel in the world. no, just kidding. That's our goal, anyways. We're a new channel, been around for 2 months, and we try to put up videos every day, basketball, football, and we're going to cover the Summer Olympics. And last night was Game 4 of Dallas, Minnesota in the NBA Western Conference Finals, and Minnesota got a 105-100 victory to make it 3-1. And what did you think of the game, Rob?
Yeah, it was a great game. Finally, Minnesota closed it out. They made some adjustments on the defense. They switched to a zone, which kind of surprised Dallas a little bit. But I think with Dallas, they definitely are missing Lively as far as the spark, because they seemed a little out of sorts. I mean, they definitely could have needed him near the end. But it seems like they came on, and Minnesota finally finished out, and Towns finally showed up. He had 25 points. He was 4 for 5 on 3-pointers. He nailed some 3-pointers near the end. That's what kind of sealed the deal there. So Towns finally showed up, and that helped the Timberwolves win the game last night.
By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? It's the playoffs where legends are born. If you do, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell to the right, and that way it'll notify you of all the future videos that we put up, which are pretty much daily. Anyways, and also feel free to make comments, intelligent, non-insulting ones we like, and share it with your family and friends and help us grow. Thanks. Yeah. So Rob, that was an interesting game last night, and Lively had a sore neck, but they said he did not have a concussion, so that's good because he may be back for game 5. That game is in Minnesota, and Dallas doesn't want to lose the game in Minnesota and then go back with them having momentum. And then now they're back at home for the 6th game with a lot of pressure to win game 6, because game 7 would be in Minnesota. Right. So we'd have a series if they lose that game. So they're going to have a lot of pressure to win from now on, because the fact that Minnesota was able to get that away game victory last night.
Yeah. Do you think still, even if Minnesota wins the next game, do you think it's still going to be over, or is it actually going to go to 7 games?
Right now, I'm going with the same prediction I made yesterday, which is we both predicted them to win today, and I'm going to predict Minnesota to win again in game 5, and then I think Dallas is going to close it out in 6. But nothing would surprise me, because Minnesota, they're better than they played so far.
Right.
But beating someone 4 straight, it's tough. It's never happened in this is the 156th time that someone's been down 3-0, and 155 times it's never happened, and only 4 times did it get to 7 games. So we'll see what happens in the next game. Let's talk about the stats and the stars, because Karl-Anthony Towns finally showed up in the second half yesterday, and he was the reason they won, because Anthony Edwards is consistently played fairly well, not big every game, but Towns has been missing in action, as Charles Barkley likes to say. But he was 9 for 13, 4 for 5 from threes, 3 for 3 free throws. So he ended up with 25 points and 5 rebounds and 1 assist. But he fouled out at the very end. But the game was kind of not completely decided by then, but they were winning at the time. Not much time.
It should have been decided, except for Edwards with that. I mean, that's one of those. My thing is throwing the clipboard. I would have broken my clipboard on that when he fouled Luka on the 3-pointer.
I'm not sure. I'm not convinced that was a foul, but he shouldn't have been so close to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why? Why are you even there?
Because Luka leaned forward, but I'd like to see another angle of it, because I don't think he touched his arm or elbow, but I'd like to see another angle of it. That was a great shot by Luka, but I also thought he rushed a shot too when they were up. He took a shot unnecessarily, like 15 seconds left on the clock. When they were in the lead. But but Anthony Edwards played well. I don't want to give it all credit to Towns, but he scored 29 points. He actually almost had a triple-double. He actually played great. Actually, he had 10 rebounds, 9 assists. He did have 6 turnovers, and he also had 5 fouls. But he was 11 for 25 and 2 for 5 from threes. But he kept him in the game in the first half.
Usually Reed He's the six-man award winner. He didn't have a good game at all. He only had 6 points and only shot like 6 times. He did not have a very good game. So they needed Towns to.
I don't know. He didn't have a bad game. He had 5 rebounds and he was 3 for 6. But Rudy Gobert had a good game. He had 10 rebounds and he had a block and he was 4 for 5 from the line. He just didn't take many shots. He had 13 points. Conley had an average game. He had 7 assists and 14 points, 5 for 9, 1 for 4 for threes. That's average for him, but he played solid. But Dallas,
like I said, they finally adjusted that defense. So they adjusted by they were switching, having Gobert guard the smaller guard, and what they started to do is first they did a zone, and then when they set that screen, they kind of slipped it back to where Gobert would go back to guarding the person, and the other guy would go back to him like, yeah, don't completely switch. You can jump out there. Then when the guy stops dribbling, then you switch back. And that's what they were doing, not leaving Gobert on the island with Luka and all the other small guards. So
they in the beginning of the game they put McDaniels on Irving and they put Edwards on Doncic. It wasn't that way the whole game, but that's what they did, switch off the defense on that. They wanted to put someone a little taller on Irving. And I'm sure why. I'm not sure why they made that switch, because now I don't think that Edwards is tall enough to cover Doncic. So I don't know why they did that, but that's what they did. Doncic didn't have a overly efficient game, even though his numbers, of course, were big as usual. He was 7 for 21, although he was 4 for 11 in threes. And he had 10 assists and 15 rebounds. So it's not like he had a poor game, but he just didn't shoot well.
Right.
So
and he missed a key free throw. Like I said, after that silly foul by Edwards, if he had made that free throw, it would have brought it down to 3.
Maybe it would have had a shot. Yeah, they still ended up losing by 5. But
I mean that was. I mean, if he had made the free throw, only down by 3, and then they come down and they could have tied the game up. So
yeah, Gafford played well. He was 6 for 6, and he had 12 points, but he also had 3 blocks and 8 rebounds and a steal. So I thought he played well. Irving didn't shoot well either. He was 6 for 18. I mean, the reason they lost was because Irving and Doncic didn't shoot well. That's I think that's the main reason they lost, and because Karl-Anthony Towns showed up.
Well, that's what I'm worried about with Dallas. I mean, they're starting to. Who knows? Like I said, if Minnesota wins those games, it's starting to get a little tired out there, and like we're saying, Luka's not at full strength, and they're the team really needs the rest. They definitely do. So the next game
more so than Boston. Maybe they need more rest than Boston, but Boston still needs to buy more time for Porzingis. So it's not clear who really needs more time off. But either way, Boston's going to have plenty of rest and some time, because it's not starting until June 6th, regardless of when this series ends. Right. So yeah, they're going to want to close it out as soon as possible, and they still have to win it, because someone's going to win. Someone's going to come back from 3-0 someday, and who knows? It could be this series. I still don't see the same defense that they played against Denver in the first 2 games, and kind of near the end of the series when they won the last 2. So we'll find out what happens. But now, it's not quite a series yet. As I think I know it was Barkley said it last night. It's not a series till they win Game 6 and make it 3-2. Maybe until they win Game 5 and make it 3-2.
Right.
But it will be a series then, because now there's a lot of pressure in Game 6, like I said. So, but the announcers did point out some silly fouls that they were making, reaching fouls, and so that's got to stop for both teams if they can't afford to get in foul trouble in a playoff game. Yeah. It's just too important.
Minnesota finally got to the free throw line, because last game Dallas had a big advantage at the free throw line. And Minnesota finally got back to where they're to the free throw. They shot more free throws than Dallas did.
Minnesota won, but they got in foul trouble. They had, like I said earlier, that Towns fouled out, but Gobert and Edwards each had 5 fouls. So hopefully, though, for their sake, they get Lively back, because I think he's played great in the playoffs, and he's probably best of any rookie. And they missed his energy off the bench. And whether they probably would have won, I guess, if he was probably there because it was a close game. And it's unclear whether he's going to be ready for the next game or when he's coming back. They just know it's not a concussion, and he's got a sore neck, and that's all we know.
Yeah, so, I think he'll be back. But like you said, he's a main factor. I think he's been the main factor in the Dallas's movement to the finals. He's living up to that name, lively. He's very lively on the boards, defense, and the spark off the bench. It gets the team going.
All right, so the next game is Thursday. So we'll have a video for you on Friday on this game, along with a Caitlin Clark video, who also has her 9th game. All right. So don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, make intelligent, non-insulting comments. I'll always keep saying that because you get so many unintelligent comments, not us, but on YouTube, and insulting comments. So I'll try not to insult you back if you do. Anyways, take care, everyone.
All right. Peace out.